Let me ask you about the meeting you have with Betty Curry at the White House on Sunday, January 18 this year, the day after your deposition. First of all, you didn't, Mrs. Curry, your secretary of 6-some years, you never allowed her, did you, to watch whatever intimate activity you did with Miss Lewinsky, did you?
No, sir, not to my knowledge.
And as far as you know, she couldn't hear anything either, is that right?
And there were a couple of times when Monica was there when I asked Betty to be places where she could hear because Monica was upset, and this was after there was all the inappropriate contact had been terminated.
I'm talking about the times when you actually had the intimate contact.
She was, I believe that, well, first of all, on that one occasion in 1997, I do not know whether Betty was in the White House after the radio address in the Oval Office complex. I believe she probably was, but I'm not sure. But I'm certain that someone was there. Always someone was there. In 1996, I think most of the times that Miss Lewinsky was there, there may not have been anybody around except maybe coming in and out, but not permanently. So that's correct. I didn't try to involve Betty in that in any way.
Well, not only did you not try to involve her, you specifically tried to exclude her and everyone else, isn't that right?
Well, yes, I've never, I mean, it's almost humorous, sir. I'd have to be an exhibitionist not to have tried to exclude everyone else.
So if Ms. Curry testified that you approached her on the 18th, where you spoke with her, and you said you were always there when she was there. She wasn't, was she? That is Mrs. Curry.
She was always there in the White House, and I was concerned. Let me back up and say it was up.
So you wanted to check her memory for what she remembered, and that is
that's correct.
Whether she remembered nothing or whether she remembered an inappropriate, intimate relationship.
No, I didn't ask her about it in that way. I asked her about what I was trying to determine was whether my recollection was right, that she was always in the office complex when Monica was there, and whether she thought she could hear any conversations we had, or did she hear any. And then I asked her specifically about a couple of times once when I asked her to remain in the dining room, Betty, while I met with Monica in my study. And once when I took Monica into the small office Nancy Hernreich occupies right next to Betty's and talked to her there for a few minutes. That's my recollection of that. I knew, Mr. Bittman, to a reasonable certainty that I was going to be asked more questions about this. I didn't really expect you to be in the Jones case at the time. I thought what would happen is that it would break in the press, and I was trying to get the facts down. I was trying to understand what the facts were.
If Ms. Curry testified that these were not really questions to her, that they were more like statements, is that not true?
Well, I can't testify as to what her perception was. I can tell you this. I was trying to get information in a hurry. I was downloading what I remembered. I think Ms. Curry would also testify that I explicitly told her once I realized that you were involved in the Jones case, you, the Office of Independent Counsel, and that she might have to be called as a witness, that she should just go in there and tell the truth, tell what she knew, and be perfectly truthful. So I was not trying to get Betty Curry to say something that was untruthful. I was trying to get as much information as quickly as I could.
What information were you trying to get from her when you said, I was never alone with her, right?
I don't remember exactly what I did say with her. That's what you say I said.
If Ms. Curry testified to that she says you told her, I was never alone with her, right?
Well, I was never alone with her.
Did you not say that, Mr. President?
Mr. Bittman, just a minute. I was never alone with her, right, might be a question. And what I might have meant by that is in the Oval Office complex.
You knew the answer.
We've been going for more than an hour. Would you mind if we take a break? I need to go to the restroom.
2:38.